Welcome to Backstage Bagels, where the worship is amazing, but things behind the scenes aren't always so perfect.
We're Danielle and Nicole, and we're bringing you the laughs and real-life stories of all things worship.
This is Backstage Bagels. All right, let's get into it. Ready, Nicole?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
We're going to start first. A segment that we're going to do is where we're going to read an anonymous submission about worship leading. And they're going to ask us for some advice. You've never heard this story, so I'm going to read it to you. And then we're going to give our initial reactions and hopefully give this person some advice.
Let's do it.
All right. This person wrote, I'm unhappy with the way my worship team is doing things. A little background info, I'm a part of a campus ministry, and I'm serving on the worship team, which is made up of 5 students, including me, but I'm not the leader. In general, I just feel like the other members don't put in enough time or effort into the worship team. I'm going to be blunt and say that none of them are good/experienced musically. Ooh. They don't take time to learn the songs or practice on their own, and we overall do not sound that good. Oh, it sounds like they're being a little harsh.
A little bit.
Practices are usually very rushed and end without everyone knowing the songs concretely. Songs are picked very randomly with little to no context. Ooh. Overall, there is very little prayer involved, as a group at least. I don't know how each member's individual prayer life is going.
Oh, wow.
I feel uncomfortable bringing up all these issues to the team or leader because they all seem satisfied with how things are being run. Interesting. And I feel really prideful/conceited in thinking this way.
Wow.
I also don't think it's entirely fair to expect them to learn things and practice on their own since they're all students who are already busy with schoolwork. If anyone has any suggestions or advice, it would be greatly appreciated.
Wow.
So they are a student, part of a student ministry, which a lot of people I think can relate to this because we serve in so many areas at church, youth and young adults, all of that.
Yeah.
They want the team to get better.
Yeah.
But they're not the leader. But then they also understand, people have other responsibilities.
Yeah.
Sounds familiar.
It does sound familiar. Well, first I want to say I do love that this person has a heart of excellence. They want to be excellent. Yeah. They want to make their worship team the best that it can possibly be. Love that. But also, I've been a student serving on a worship team before.
Yeah, same.
And I've also been a worship leader who's had to lead students as well. We've both been there before, right?
Totally.
We've both been students serving on a worship team and both had to lead students on a worship team. And I think, it's easy to think that maybe there's one big fix. Maybe there's one meeting that you'll have where everyone gets on the same page and fully understands and that changes everything. But that's not always been the case for us.
Nope.
And I first would tell this person to take the pressure off.
Absolutely.
Especially if the whole team it's all students and you're a student as well.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, what would you say?
I think it's interesting. She said, I feel really uncomfortable bringing this up.
Yeah.
Because they all seem satisfied with how things are being run.
Wow.
They also said, I feel really prideful, conceited. I mean, that's a big indicator that this person is very self-aware, which I love. But you're right. We've got to take the pressure off.
Yeah.
And I think as young people, especially in student ministry or working with young people, the pressure's on.
Yeah.
You want to be great.
Yeah.
You want to be talented. You want to always be growing.
Yeah.
And that pressure is very, very real, but it can sometimes rob us of the main thing, the most important thing, which is being unified.
Yeah.
No matter where everybody's at, your skills are different than mine, your gifts are different than mine, but as a team, we make each other better. We're better together.
Yeah.
But I know that pain very well. That's a very familiar pain. Like, we all want to grow at the same pace.
Well, and I personally think that someone like this would really benefit from our worship leader starter kit. Because we talk about core values, we talk about having team values, we talk about how to set all of that up. Because it kind of sounds like there's really not a lot of structure. Mm-hmm. They said that they pick songs kind of randomly. Yeah. And, maybe that's what we talk about in that kit is how to meet with your pastor, how to talk with your pastor on what are they going to preach on this Sunday? What are the sermon series about to look like?
Yes.
And I know that helps us a lot, so it's not a free-for-all of, let's do this song and that song.
Exactly. That's why we put it in the starter kit.
Yeah.
To help answer the questions that we had for years that we struggled to find. We put it all in one place. And 2, we talk a lot about heart. When this person's asking about, I feel prideful, I feel conceited, help me out. We talk a lot about the heart because from the heart flows everything.
Yeah.
You know, the heart is where you grow, where you're matured, where you're tested. Everything flows from the heart, everything.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest area of deception for us, especially as worship leaders, creatives, anyone working on a team, anyone serving God's house. Your heart has to be tested. And this writer sounds like that's what's happening. They're in the middle of a test. And maybe you're in the middle of a test too.
Yeah.
If you're in the middle of a test, be encouraged. You're in a beautiful place. You're in a place where God wants to grow you and mature you. I mean, I can think of all the times that I've been tested. I'm so grateful for them.
Oh my gosh.
I wasn't grateful in the moment.
Right.
I was probably frustrated. Like, come on, let's go. Let's pick better songs. Or why are we doing that song again? Or why is the leader not doing things up to my expectation?
Yeah.
But the more I was tested, the more I was confronted with, you know, what I wanted. It reveals, okay, wait, that's some pride.
Yeah.
That's a little bit, you know, of me thinking I know it all, and I really, really don't.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful for those seasons where I was able to overcome that.
Well, yeah. I mean, think about all the stories that you have now because of those seasons where you can help other people and you can help pour into other worship teams.
Absolutely.
Which I think also is important too for someone like her. It would be a great idea to bring someone else in. Maybe there's someone, a worship leader, worship director.
That's really good advice.
Your city. Maybe you can reach out to people that are local worship directors, a church that you look up to, and maybe just literally call their office, email someone and say, hey, we're looking for someone to pour into our team.
Yes.
It's a little chaotic right now. I'm doing my best, but I'm not the main leader.
I'm willing to learn.
Yes. And I think we would benefit greatly from someone from your church coming and speaking to us. And there's so many.
That.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And we've had people reach out to us and ask us.
Yes.
It's the most flattering thing in the world when another worship leader is like, hey, what are some songs that y'all are doing that's working for you right now? Hey, how did you deal with this, you know, with conflict management with this area or with a situation like this? And then we've in turn asked other people that are wiser than us, that have been in the game longer than us.
Still all the time.
Yes, all the time.
Yeah.
And we are better for it every time.
Yeah.
I love it.
Me too.
Let's keep going. Nicole, do you have any favorite worship songs, worship albums? What's in your rotation right now that you keep going back to?
Okay, so song would definitely be The Blood by Bethel. But then also, it's so good. It's so good. But then the album that just came out, We Will Respond, that album has been on repeat. It is so powerful. John Wilde's one of our friends. He sings on it. Absolutely kills it.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. I love the
Gorgeous
song. Center with Abby Gamboa. And then Even Though I Walk by Hannah.
It's so good.
It's like the only song you really need in life.
And it's not long enough. I need it to be like 10 minutes longer.
Yes.
That's a good one.
Yeah, it is. What about you?
I think I'm still loving Chandler Moore's album. I Have a Father. No weapon formed against me. It won't ever prosper. I want to tell the enemy it won't work. Whoa. Because I have a father.
Yes.
I love it so much. That song's for me. The whole album is good. I give it all. That song's crazy.
I love Great I Am on that album.
Oh my gosh.
So good.
Who is that? Tasha's on that?
Tasha, yeah.
Woo. I'm laid out.
He is the great I am. Whatever, whenever you need, you can count on him. He's faithful. He's able.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
it's so good.
Yes. We do Joy. We do it at our church.
Oh, yeah, we do.
The Joy is killer.
Joy on the inside.
All of that. Oh, Mama, are you kidding? Are you kidding?
Yeah, that album's crazy.
It's so smart. It's just smart. It's smart music. It's smart.
Yeah.
It's just so instinctive. It's such smart writing. We were there for the recording. Nicole sang, and I was up in the balcony, and the balcony was rocking during Omema. And yeah, so that album is a fave of mine. Joel Barnes. I'm stuck on his last album, Joel Barnes.
Oh
I get stuck. I'm just getting stuck, but I don't know. What are you guys listening to? What are some songs? What are some albums that you're loving? Leave us some suggestions in the comments, and maybe we will listen to it if we've never heard it before and do some reviews. What do you think about that?
I would love that. That'd be so fun.
I would love to do that, and I would love to review even some of you guys, your original music. What do you think about that? You guys write music. If you write music for your church, for your worship team, whatever it is, we're songwriters. We try, and we've been doing it for a while. And we'd love to hear new music. We love to hear like budding artists and different things like that.
Yes.
So send your music, send
Yeah.
it to us. You can DM it to us. You can email it to us at info@worshipleaderstarterkit.com, and we'd love to
We'd love to see it. listen to your music.
Listen to it.
Yeah.
Yes, that'll be fun.
So fun.
Let's keep it moving. We're going to go into our next segment, which I like to call Tip of the Week.
Tip of the week.
Let's do Tip of the Week.
Let's do it.
We want to give some tips to our worship leader friends. And I'm just going to give you a tip from what I like, what I think would be helpful. And then you can give something that works for you.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay. My tip of the week would be hydration. And I love Liquid IV. This is not my favorite flavor, golden cherry. I like strawberry and I like
pomegranate
acai,
great.
pomegranate. Is that the name of it?
I think
Anyways, these things right here help me so much, especially on Sundays, especially when we're in the studio recording this right here.
Yeah.
I just love it. I'm not sponsored, but they can sponsor me.
Yes.
I love Liquid IV.
My tip of the week would definitely be to warm up every day. I think it's so important, so crucial to be using your voice, using your instrument while you're doing the dishes, while you're getting ready, driving to work. Make sure that your vocal cords are staying warmed up. You're taking care of your voice. Yeah, vocalize, sing your favorite songs in the car, do things that'll challenge you in that way. I think that's very important.
Really good advice.
Yeah. So that was my tip, I guess.
I love it. Tip of the day.
Tip of the day.
There you go. That is our tip of the day from Backstage Bagels. But I think you have a point, like vocalizing, keeping your vocals warmed up, all of that is super important. It's like as if you were working out, if you were training, you would want to stay in shape.
You got to stretch all the time if you're working out.
Yeah.
You got to make sure you're doing a warm up, you're doing a cool down. All of that applies to singing.
To your vocal health.
To your vocal health. If you're just, going cold turkey on a Sunday morning, you haven't been singing, you haven't been practicing, and then you show up and expect to sound good, I don't know why you expect that. And I don't know why I've expected that because I've done that before.
You're confessing right now.
I'm literally confessing because it's
a safe place, don't worry.
Thank you. Appreciate it. But it happens and you're like, oh, I'm good. I can just rely on, my muscle memory will kick into place and I'll be fine. No. And the older you get, the harder it is. So you've got to be stretching. You've got to be making sure you're doing the correct warm-ups for the notes that you want to hit, whether that's lower notes, higher notes. You have to know the kind of warm-ups that you need to do to get where you need to go.
Absolutely. And just like you have muscle memory somewhere else, you have muscle memory in your voice too. Yeah. So do reps. You need reps. You can't avoid reps. You need your reps.
Yes.
So do that.
Yeah. Okay, so I know we've talked about pet peeves before, and we don't like to harp on pet peeves, but
but they exist. They're real.
They're real, and there's always room for improvement and for self-awareness. What would you say another pet peeve would be that you have?
I got it right now. I've talked about this in the past. My pet peeve for worship leaders, for the person that's leading the song, is when you start off every phrase and you add the word "and."
Oh, she talks about this a lot.
It's a pet peeve of mine.
Yeah.
It is. I think it's something that we do when we're nervous, or we kind of do it as it's subconscious that we're doing it.
Yeah.
But when we're doing, what's a song? And Jireh, you are enough. And Jireh, and I will be content. And in every circumstance, and you are, and Jireh. That's an extreme case. Or what's another one? And death could not hold you. And the veil tore before you. And you silenced the foe. More often than not, we do it. And we catch ourselves. And it is my pet peeve. It just bugs me. It's one of those things where I'm like, it's not on the screen. Don't sing it. Don't add it. Yeah. But it also impacts the lyrics and all of that. You might disagree with me, and that's okay. Yeah. But it's my pet peeve.
I love that. Great pet peeve. Mine would probably definitely be when people don't reply to my messages on Telegram, which is the app that we use for
like our group messaging.
Communication, group messaging. And when I'm like, putting in all this work, putting in all this time to give them the information that they need. And there's maybe one and it's from our very own David right here, who's helping us out today. And then when everyone else just either doesn't look at it or they don't respond, it grinds my gears. So yeah, that would definitely be a pet peeve of mine. I have other pet peeves of things that I do, but if we're just talking about pet peeves that other people do, that's one of them.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's what a pet peeve is.
I know. I get on my own nerves. That's what I'm trying to say right now.
Too.
Yeah.
That's real.
Yeah.
Let's keep going. I want us to just encourage the viewer So maybe there's a worship leader that is just kind of happened upon this video, this podcast. And they didn't kind of know what they were coming in for. But I also know that there are people that are looking for answers to questions. They need resources and they need encouragement.
Yeah.
So let's do it in 30 seconds. Encourage somebody on the other side of this camera in their worship leader journey. Do you want me to go first? You start?
You go first.
I'll go first. Okay. This is for anyone who struggles with second guessing their decision making as a worshiper, as a worship leader. If you've made a decision, if you've made a commitment, whether that's serving in your church, serving on your worship team, maybe it's you've decided on a set list, maybe it's you've decided on adding someone to your team or taking someone off your team, trust that the Lord is already giving you the wisdom that you need as a leader, as a worship leader. Yeah. You're not going to learn if you don't stick to your guns. You're never going to learn if you don't stick to your decisions. Yeah. And you have to trust that the Lord has empowered you for where you are. He's already qualified you for where you are. Yeah. You don't have to look for qualification or for validation. You have to trust that the Lord has led you to this moment. So stop second guessing yourself. You got this. You like that?
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
I encourage myself. There you go.
And we got to do that. We got to encourage ourselves in the Lord.
Yeah. What about you?
I would say for any worship leader who is under stress right now, and maybe they're leading a team of people who everyone's kind of going in a bunch of different directions, and it's hard to maintain joy on your team, I would encourage you to do every single thing you can to keep that joy stirred up on your team. And that means on Sunday mornings, even if someone's late, even if someone's calling out last minute, make sure it is your responsibility to make sure that that team is still enjoying themselves. Yep. Yes, we're here to lead worship. Yes, we're here to invite people into the presence of God. Yep. But there is a joy that truly does become your strength in those moments, even if you're stressed, even if someone is not acting right and you've got to confront something you were not planning on confronting. Maybe someone got a flat tire on the way to church and it was your bass player, it was your drummer, whoever it was. Do everything you possibly can to keep the joy on your team and learn how to just throw things off, shrug things off, laugh at things. And that to me has been probably the most helpful
It's a game changer.
tip. It's a game changer because at that point, it doesn't matter what happens. When you're having fun and you know that your team is having fun too, all the little stressors, they don't really matter.
You can overcome so much. I love that.
Yep.
Keep the joy.
Keep the joy.
Well, that's it for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. We hoped you learned something, that you're leaving encouraged. Yes. But before you go, would you subscribe? If you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe, like, leave a comment, share this with somebody that you think needs to hear this. If you're listening to this on a podcast platform, leave us a review. Yes. Be sure to follow us. It means the world. The algorithm is kind of crazy, so help us beat the algorithm.
Help us out.
Every bit helps. Thank you so much. You can also follow us on Instagram at Backstage Bagels. And this was so much fun.
Yes. And Danielle, as always, we'll see you backstage.